And you said it when you talked to Pivotal. When you drink, you get in trouble. Every one of those things on your record has to do with alcohol. All right, this is the time and date for the sentencing in the matter of People versus James Jonathan Harvey. I've been spending a lot of time with Mr. Harvey lately in the context of some of his other matters. He was charged with operating while intoxicated on May 15th when he actually drove to the courthouse while intoxicated. He's here with his lawyer, Mr. Luke Knopfinger, by some, I'm not sure exactly what happened, but Mr. Knopfinger took over for Mr. John Bush, who was his previous counsel, and Luke is very familiar with our sobriety court treatment program. Also present is Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Angelique Camfield and Matt Huff from the Probation Department. Mr. Huff has prepared a pre-sentence screening report with a lot of information in it. Just as of this morning, I did get Mr. Harvey's assessment report from Pivotal, and that was enlightening also. Good morning, Mr. Knopfinger.
Good morning, Your Honor.
What would you like me to know here?
Just a couple of things, Judge. It was a happy coincidence that took over the case here for Mr. Harvey. I'm not only familiar, as the court said, with sobriety court, but I'm also familiar with Mr. Harvey. And the alcohol is the issue here, Judge. There's not really much to add here. Mr. Harvey wants help. We'll get that help in sobriety court. I ask the court to waive any discretionary fines and costs, but this is the best plan of action.
Let's talk about that plan of action that Mr. Huff has recommended. He is recommending that you join our sobriety court program and that I defer any remaining jail time. You have 93 days maximum. He's recommending 93 days credit aid, leaving 85 days to deferred and put you on the sobriety court probation. As I said, I've been seeing a lot of you lately. You've been very polite, respectful, thoughtful, which is how you'd always been. And you said it when you talked to Pivotal. When you drink, you get in trouble. Every one of those things on your record has to do with alcohol. Without alcohol, you're this polite, respectful guy. You bought a brand new shirt. Mm-hmm. You're here today taking things seriously. Ms. Camfield, before we hear from Mr. Harvey, is anything you'd like to add here?
Hey, Your Honor, I have read and reviewed the pre-sentence and substance abuse assessment and reported recommendations. I agree that they're appropriate in this circumstance. I'm very concerned for the safety of Mr. Harvey as well as the members of the public if the alcoholism would be continued without addressing it. So I do feel sobriety court is appropriate in this circumstance. My concern is that this also occurred not only driving to the court, but apparently while he was on a delayed sentencing for a domestic violence proceeding. So I'm very concerned about that. Not only the inability to comply with the law and drinking and driving, but the inability to follow this court's orders under that particular matter.
Well, he ended up doing a considerable amount of jail time in that domestic case as a result of this. But he owned it, I guess. I'll give him that, and took his lumps. I certainly understand and share your concerns. Mr. Harvey, what do you think about coming into sobriety court?
I'm ready for it. That's what I need. I need something different. Any change?
How old are you? 31?
Yes, Your Honor.
You got an 8-year-old son?
Yes.
There's reason enough. 31's a little young, but obviously you nod your head when I said every time you got in trouble, it had to do with alcohol. One concern is you've been underemployed. You seem like a bright guy. You're polite, respectful. Up until now, you did have a driver's license. We may be able to get you a driver's license. The pivotal report said you did have a report. Are you still working? Well, what are you doing right now?
Yes, I'm gonna be back working for Austin Mitchell.
Okay. And he's been very busy. Did you do my house?
I was actually on a fishing tournament that day.
All right, well, he did a good job on my house. I didn't know whether you were there or not. But he's a good kid. We've known him since he was in high school. My wife had him as a student. All right, so when you say you're gonna be back with Austin Henschel, tell me about that.
I just can't drive company trucks as of right now.
Well, why not a job with regular hours and a paycheck and insurance and that sort of thing? Like applying at American Axle or International Paper or some of the companies that are hiring in Three Rivers.
I'm more of an outside seasonal kind of guy. I dig being outside. It's factories.
Well, it is. I've worked in my share of factories, and I wouldn't want to do that forever, but you've got some concerns about money and insurance for you and your son. But you've got some flexibility that allows you to do things. Now, our next sobriety course session is tomorrow.
Okay.
And we've got a good group of people in there right now. We just had a couple graduates. We have a couple that aren't too far away from graduating. There's a mixture of young and older people. The older people tend to be wiser. Men and women all kind of pulling for each other. But I put you in jail a couple times. I gnawed on your ankle a few times. And I guess we're going to try this. The other alternative is just give you a big bunch of jail time. Ms. Canfield spoke to the need for protection of the public. That only protects them for a while. This program looks toward the long term of helping people get sober and better very often. In fact, almost every time people in sobriety court get a better job, they get promoted. Somebody else hires them at a higher wage. They have more options. They get their driver's license back, so they have more flexibility. We got a couple guys in the program right now who like their jobs, and the sobriety court was the difference between keeping their job and losing it. But as we say, we can only do what we can do. Put you on probation for 24 months. Sentence you to 93 days, credit 8, giving 85 days to do. Of the 93 days, 85 are deferred. So you've done all the jail you're going to do for this, if you can hold up your end of the deal. You talked about in your pivotal interview about how hard it is to do some of the things. There's lots to do. A lot of it we do online. You can come to you'll be here live tomorrow, but you can come either live or Zoom in to the meetings, which is something we didn't even consider when we started doing this. Everything was live. The treatment group is online. I pay for it. I pay for much of your testing because it's expensive. And the tests are an important component of it. In fact, can't have a sobriety court without it. And at some point, after 45 days, I don't know the status of your driving record, we may be able to get you a driver's license so you can drive to and from and in the course of work. The problem is you won't be able to drive a work truck because it won't have an interlock in it. And let's see. I'm gonna grant Luke's request and waive your fine. It's usually $300 or $500.
Thank you, Judge.
Because there's a lot to pay for here. There's a $75 crime victims' rights fee, $50 state minimum fee, $100 screening fee, $150 attorney fee, and $960 probation oversight fee. The probation is 24 months. Almost universally, people complete it in much less than that. About the fastest you can do sobriety court, if you do everything meticulously, is about 13 months. The average is 13 to 15 months that the people graduate. Was there a police reimbursement in here, Matt? I didn't know.
I didn't see one requested.
I've not seen one either.
All right, well, you caught a break there. Yeah, there wasn't because it was a weird,
They picked him up at the courthouse.
way it was
Yeah.
done.
Mhm.
All right, let's add that up. 125 plus 100 plus 150 plus 960, which will be reduced. That's $1,335. I have a PR bond, so I don't have any money to apply. He'll be in sobriety court. I look at the jail roster every morning and see who got arrested. Some of it, just I want to know what's going on. I want to know what the jail population is. I know many, if not most of the people in the jail. And I look for people that might be appropriate for sobriety court. You were appropriate for sobriety court in the domestic violence case, but you're not eligible for a sobriety court in a domestic violence. In fact, domestic violence can even prohibit you from being in sobriety court, but you needed an intensive comprehensive probation. So you've been going to AA. Which ones have you been doing?
The Carver Center.
All right, that's a good one. How do you get there?
I live right there at Riverside.
Oh, you're at Riverside now?
No,
Oh, I guess maybe I knew that. Yeah, you can just walk down there. Carver Center is like the banker group in Three Rivers. There's a lot of good people in there. A lot of our people are in there. How many sessions have you been to so far?
I've missed 2 or 3.
But how many have you been to?
Ever since,
So like 20 maybe?
ever since the last court date, I've been going.
All right, well, that's a good start. I'm hopeful here because you are always polite, thoughtful, and you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're only 31. You're going to get healthier. You're going to think more clearly. You mentioned that your girlfriend had some concerns about your thinking. We're going to get your brain detoxed of alcohol, and then you'll be thinking clearly. Testing is directed, no drugs and no alcohol, including marijuana. I don't get the impression marijuana was a big issue, but we try to get everybody with a clean, sober mindset. All right. Autumn is here today, but she's going to be gone. Matt'll be helping us with the session tomorrow. We just met a week ago, so it'll probably be a bit abbreviated, but can you be here at the court tomorrow at 2:30?
Yes.
All right, I'll see you again tomorrow. You go with Matt. And I hope we can make this work. All right, Luke, thanks.
Hey, thanks for watching. Please do let us know in the comments what you thought of this video. If you'd like to support what we do here, the best way to do it is to pick up some of our merch. You can find it at courtroomfiles.com.